Senator, my job, if confirmed as Attorney General, will be to keep America safe.
Do you think we need more detention space?
And that includes having enough space for violent criminals, for people that should not be in this country who have committed violent crimes. And Lake and Riley is one of many.
Yeah, but 41,000 beds in this country to detain people. We got like millions of people here illegally. We let this dude go because we didn't have any place to put him. I hope those days are over. And if, Tom, you're listening out there, I hope you'll create enough detention space to make sure we don't find this dilemma ever again. Do you think we're at war?
This may look like a routine confirmation exchange, but it's actually a referendum on whether power in Washington is being used to protect Americans or to protect political narratives. What's really being tested here is whether leadership inside the Department of Justice can reclaim credibility, enforce the law without hesitation, and confront the failures that allowed preventable tragedies to happen. This raises broader questions about institutional trust, executive responsibility, and whether partisan loyalty will overshadow the duty to safeguard the nation. In this video, we'll break down how this hearing exposes deeper structural weaknesses, what it reveals about national security priorities, and whether the next Attorney General will confront reality or continue the pattern of excuses.
Senator Graham.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You forgot to say that John's family was from South Carolina.
The upstate, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'll give you a pass on that. From Anderson, by the way. So, listen, President Trump asked a bunch of us, who would you pick for Attorney General? How many of you got asked that on our side? Probably didn't ask Dick, but he asked me. I said Pam Bondi. That's like an easy decision. I couldn't think of anybody more qualified that he knew, that he trusted. And it's okay to have, you were his lawyer, right?
Yes, sir. I represented him when they tried to impeach him the first time as part of White House Counsel, Office of Special Counsel.
Being Trump's lawyer prepares you for many things. So, yeah, you have a longstanding relationship with the president. He trusts you. That's a good thing. That's probably why President Kennedy picked his brother, Bobby Kennedy. I guess you can say no to your older brother. I'm sure he would. But this idea there's something bad is ridiculous. Who do you pick? You pick people you know. You pick people you trust, people that you're qualified. I'm glad he picked you. He knows you, he trusts you, and you're highly qualified. So the idea that there's something wrong with that is just absolutely ridiculous.
What we see here is an attempt to normalize political loyalty as a qualification for the nation's top law enforcement job. That matters because the Attorney General isn't supposed to serve a president. They're supposed to serve the Constitution and the country. And if loyalty is elevated above independence, it leads to a Justice Department that follows political will instead of the rule of law.
So let's talk about the job you're about to have here. Do you support making certain drug cartels in Mexico foreign terrorist organizations?
Senator, I personally went to Mexico. I personally dealt with these cartels when I was a state prosecutor, and they are a grave and violent threat to our country. Yes,
advising
Senator.
the president. Good, good. Now, when it comes to Crossfire Hurricane, are those days over if you're Attorney General?
Absolutely.
Okay. Lake and Riley, are you familiar with that case?
Sadly, I am, Senator Graham.
Do you know why the man who killed her was released from custody? He was paroled to the detention capacity at the Central Processing Center in El Paso, Texas. Now, that's not your call. You'll be DOJ. But do you agree with me that the statute regarding parole doesn't allow parole to be based on we don't have detention beds? There's nothing in that statute would authorize parole based on lack of capacity. Are you familiar with that statute?
Yes, sir, and that's frightening.
Yeah, well, it's frightening. Are you going to fix it?
I'm going to do everything in my power to fix it.
This isn't just about policy toughness. It's about defining the scope of American power. Labeling threats as terrorism transforms policing into militarized authority and shifts the balance between civil liberties and national security. Where this leads is a Justice Department that may justify extraordinary measures under the banner of protection, with long-term implications for constitutional limits.
You're going to advise President Trump we need more beds. Tom Homan's the guy that's going to do this, but would you as Attorney General say we need more bed space so Lake and Riley never happens again?
Senator, my job, if confirmed as Attorney General, will be to keep America safe.
Do you think we
And
need
that
more
include-
detention space?
And that includes having enough space for violent criminals, for people that should not be in this country who have committed violent crimes.
To
and
the
Laken
public.
Riley is one of many.
Yeah, but 41,000 beds in this country to detain people. We got like millions of people here illegally. We let this dude go because we didn't have any place to put him. I hope those days are over. And if, Tom, you're listening out there, I hope you'll create enough detention space to make sure we don't find this dilemma ever again. Do you think we're at war? And if so, who with?
Oh, Senator, we're at war on so many fronts.
Are we at war with ISIS?
Of course, we're at war with ISIS.
They're at war with us. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely,
Do
Senator.
you think since our withdrawal from Afghanistan, threats to our homeland have gone up from ISIS?
Yes.
Okay.
This moment matters because it reveals something deeper than partisan rhetoric. It exposes incompetence layered into federal systems. When infrastructure collapses, justice collapses with it. And if the next Attorney General can't confront this honestly, it risks repeating the same failures that cost real lives and erode public faith in government.
March 7th, 2024, General Corella. I assess ISIS-K retains the capability and will to attack the U.S. and Western interests abroad in as little as 6 months with little or no warning. That's March of 2024. General McKenzie. ISIS-K has a strong desire to attack the United States after it began to grow in Afghanistan following U.S. exit in August 2021. He also stated the threat to ISIS-K from ISIS-K is growing. Major General Quantock. The U.S. remains target number one for ISIS-K. Do you agree with that?
Senator, I don't have my security clearance, but from everything I've read and heard, ISIS is one of the greatest threats.
Okay, well, when you get your security clearance, you're going to find out these people are coming after us and they want to kill us. So I would like to have a strategy to deal with the ISIS threat that's beyond just a law enforcement model. Does that make sense to you, that we should use every tool in the toolbox?
Senator, that includes wrapping in our state and local officials too, and better cooperation throughout our country.
This exchange forces a reality check. The world isn't waiting for Washington to figure itself out. Security threats evolve while political leadership debates optics. The consequence is simple. Hesitation invites risk, and institutional delay becomes national vulnerability.
And our world.
I totally agree. Do you support reauthorizing FISA in 2025?
Senator, I believe 702 is up in 2026.
Okay, I'm
I
sorry,
believe it's
26.
2026, and we will closely be looking at that. FISA is a very
Do you
important
agree
tool.
that the 702 provides important intel gathering capability to protect our nation?
Extremely important.
Okay. So, Pam, you're about to step into a job that's one of the most important jobs in any democracy. Let's go back to pardons. If I'm a lawyer for somebody in jail, would you promise to listen to the application and read it before you made a decision?
Yes.
Okay. No matter who you are. Good. That's the way it works. People want to bargain with you up here. Will you do this? Will you do that? All I ask you to do is call it as you see it, hire good, competent people, and give the president the best legal advice you can, run the Department of Justice in a manner that other people would want to join it one day. Growing up, I had a fondness for the FBI. I watched the show, I think it's every Sunday. Wanted to be an FBI agent. Right now, the FBI needs an image overhaul. So you have a real task ahead of you in two areas: to restore trust to many Americans who have lost trust in the Department of Justice, and to make sure that this country is safe from drug cartels that are killing 3,000 Americans every 2 weeks for money, to go after these people and to protect our homeland that's under siege. I think you're the perfect pick at one of the most dangerous times in American history, and I look forward to supporting you.
This isn't just praise, it's pressure. When leaders frame a nominee as the sole solution to national crisis, they elevate expectations beyond reality. The danger is that symbolic reassurance replaces measurable accountability, and if results don't follow, public trust erodes even further. This hearing wasn't really about confirmation. It was about whether Americans can still rely on their institutions to function without fear, bias, or failure. What's at stake is credibility. The credibility of justice, the credibility of leadership, and the credibility of a system that claims to defend the nation. If promises turn into performance, trust can be rebuilt. But if this becomes just another hearing full of reassurance and no reform, then accountability fades and cynicism wins. The public deserves truth, competence, and courage, not just confidence on camera. Subscribe to Liberty Report USA.